It is great to be back in the Flint Center. On this stage 30 years ago, Steve introduced the Macintosh to the world. And on this stage, we introduced the iMac. And we think, at the end of the day, that you will agree that this, too, is a very key day for Apple. Last year, we announced 2 new iPhones for the very first time. These iPhones helped iPhone become the top-selling smartphone in the world. But more importantly, iPhone is the most loved phone in the world, with industry-leading customer satisfaction. We are launching the biggest advancement in the history of iPhone. The iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6 Plus.
From the glass front that curves around the side to meet seamlessly with the anodized aluminum back, complete with stainless steel Apple. It is truly the most beautiful phone you have ever seen. But not any display would do. These are our new generation Retina displays. We call them Retina HD. And yes, they're bigger. They're a lot bigger. Here on the left is an iPhone 5S. In the center, iPhone 6. And on the right, the iPhone 6 Plus. I think you can see the difference. And boy, are they packed with pixels. And when you turn them in landscape, we show more as well. And we took special advantage of the iPhone 6 Plus because of all those pixels to do some new things with our apps. So for example, the Messages app now has a new horizontal 2-up display. And when you bring up the keyboard in any of your apps with the iPhone 6 Plus, that keyboard takes advantage of the display area to give you some more keys, for example, dedicated keys for cut, copy, and paste. There's even a new horizontal home screen view if you like to work this way with your dock along the right-hand side. Now, one of the things the teams worked on is to help you not only feel great in your hands with these phones, but make it easier to use, one-handed. Well, if you double touch, not even press, just double touch the Touch ID button, this is what happens. The whole display slides down so you can reach anything at the top without having to take your hand off the bottom of the display. It's so convenient and intuitive. It'd be really like to use it. And once you tap something, it slides right back up again. A new generation chip, the Apple A8. This is a 64-bit chip, our second generation. It has 2 billion transistors. The A7 had 1 billion, so it's a lot more. It's built with a new 20-nanometer process, and it delivers great performance. Up to 25% faster CPU performance. Up to 50% faster graphics performance. But the team had an extra goal with the A8 to deliver that performance in a way that's incredibly energy efficient. It's 50% more efficient than the A7 chip. And that allows us to sustain performance over a longer period of time. Why does that matter? Well, here's what happens with other smartphones. They can hit a speed number in the beginning, but very quickly they need to throttle down the performance so their device doesn't overheat. But with the A8 chip, the team has been able to drive performance over a longer, sustained period of time, deliver great performance while you're doing things that take a while, like playing a killer game. This is really, really important. Well, I'm really happy to tell you the team has worked hard to make the iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6 Plus have equal or better battery life in every metric than the iPhone 5S. Along with the A8, there's our Motion coprocessor, a new generation, M8. It also has a new ability to estimate distance. So for example, you can go for a run. You can tell how many steps you're running, but also how far you've gone. And for the first time, give you credit for elevation as well, flights of stairs. How does it do it? Well, there's a new sensor built into iPhone 6 and 6 Plus, the barometer. The LTE in iPhone 6 and 6 Plus is faster than ever, 150 megabit per second. That's compared to 100 in the previous products. And there's a new technology with LTE. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called VoLTE. That stands for Voice over LTE. It means we can take the voice data of making a phone call off of the 3G network and move it up onto the 4G LTE network. There's also faster Wi-Fi in both of the products as well, 802.11ac, making calls over Wi-Fi using your standard cellular connection. So maybe at your office or your home, you don't have a great cellular reception, but you do have Wi-Fi. You can make a standard call in the same way, and it will go out over Wi-Fi, but as you leave your home and transition onto the cellular network, the call will seamlessly just hand off and keep going. It has a fast 2.2 aperture, but most importantly, there's a new generation eyesight sensor in it to take better photos. And you'll see these dedicated pairs of focus pixels. And what they do, they have little shutters on them. They read the light coming in from objects, and as the lens moves in and out, it can tell whether that object is in phase or out of phase. This is called phase detection autofocus. It's a technology used by high-end DSLRs. It's the best way to do fast autofocus. But 6 Plus adds something new with the iPhone line, optical image stabilization. Of course, it moves front to back to focus, as always, but now it can also move up and down and side to side. And we combine that with the M8 and with the new gyroscope to automatically adjust and stabilize your image when you're taking a photo. And this works really great, particularly in low light scenarios where you have to take a longer exposure. Of course, we can take 30 frames a second, but now it's 60 frames a second as well. The 6 and the 6 Plus can take video up to 240 frames a second. Yes. Now, the new eyesight sensor has focus pixels, which really helped a lot with getting fast autofocus on photography. Turns out they help a lot with video, too. With focus pixels, we can do automatic focus continuously while you're shooting your video. As you know, on the other side of your iPhone, you have another camera, the FaceTime HD camera. And there's an all-new version of that as well. It is a brand new sensor, a larger aperture that lets in over 80% more light. And with the ISP, it has improved face detection because it's perfect for taking those killer selfies. And kids are going to love this. We now have burst mode on the FaceTime camera as well. You know they're going to do that. Now, this new sensor, this FaceTime HD sensor, does something really cool for photography. It does single-shot HDR. So with one picture, not multiple pictures, it gets great exposure for the foreground and the background. We're also now able to do HDR in your videos as well from the FaceTime camera. Well, I'm really happy to tell you it starts at just $199 with 16 gigabytes. And now at $299, we've increased the capacity to 64 gigs. And $399, all new configuration, 128 gigabytes. iPhone 6 Plus also comes in gold, silver, and space gray. And it starts at just $299. Yeah, really, you heard a wow, you're right. iPhone 5S, yesterday, the most advanced smartphone in the world, is now starting at just $99. The iPhone 5C in an 8 gig configuration, typical 2-year carrier contract offered for free. We're going to start to ship them on September 19th. That will be in the US and 8 other countries. In those countries, you'll be able to pre-order them starting this Friday on the 12th. The team works hard, as always, to make it available to the widest number of customers possible. So here you see the list of all the devices that are supported with iOS 8. A huge number of devices. All these customers will be able to download for free iOS 8 on September 17th.
And now I'd like to talk about an entirely new category of service. And it's all about the wallet. We love this kind of problem. This is exactly what Apple does best. And so we've created an entirely new payment process, and we call it Apple Pay.
Okay, your total is $23.78.
That's it. That's it. Maybe, would you like to see it one more time, just in case you may have blinked and missed it?
Now, Apple Pay is built into every iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. And we've got a groundbreaking NFC radio antenna built across the top. Now, NFC is the standard for all contactless payments. Now, you also have the convenience and security of Touch ID. And we've got a new chip called the Secure Element. And it's built into every iPhone 6, and it stores all of your payment information encrypted and securely. You can also see all of your credit cards on Passbook. You use your iPhone EyeSight camera. We take a picture of the card, gather all the information, go to your bank, and verify that that's your card, and we add it right to Passbook. And now, with just a touch, you've paid. It's that fast, it's that easy. We don't store the credit card number, and we don't give it to the merchant. We create a device-only account number, and we store it safely in the Secure Element. And each time you pay, we use a one-time payment number along with a dynamic security code. So you no longer have the static code in the back of your plastic card. And if your iPhone is lost or stolen, you can use Find My iPhone and suspend all of the payments from that device. And again, because the credit card isn't stored on the device, there's no need to cancel your credit card. Apple doesn't know what you bought, where you bought it, or how much you paid for it. The transaction is between you, the merchant, and your bank. And the cashier doesn't get to see your name, credit card number, or security code like they do today when you hand them a plastic card. We're launching in the US starting next month. It'll be available as a free update to iOS 8.
But we're not quite finished yet. We have one more thing to come. We love to make great products that really enrich people's lives. We love to integrate hardware, software, and services seamlessly. We love to make technology more personal and allow our users to do things that they could never have imagined. We've been working incredibly hard for a long time on an entirely new product. And we believe this product will redefine what people expect from its category. I am so excited and I am so proud to share it with you this morning. It is the next chapter in Apple's story, and here it is. It's synchronized with the Universal Time Standard, and it's accurate within plus or minus 50 milliseconds. As it turns out, with every revolutionary product that Apple has created, a breakthrough in user interface was required. What we didn't do was take the iPhone and shrink the user interface and strap it on your wrist. The display is too small, and it would be a terrible customer experience. For example, if you take a gesture like pinch to zoom, it covers the content. It obstructs your view. It just doesn't work. And so we placed extra functionality in a mechanism that's been on the watch for decades. It's this dial. It's called a crown. And on the Apple Watch, it's called the digital crown. The digital crown includes infrared LEDs and photodiodes that translate rotary movement into digital data. Now, you don't need to understand all of that. When you turn the digital crown, it zooms in and out. When you have a list, you can scroll through the list, and you can do all of this without blocking the screen. And if you're within an app, like the clock app as an example, if you press the digital crown, it returns to the home screen just as you would expect it to.
The watch senses that you're raising your wrist and then activates the display. You see an organization of apps that, while new, is somehow familiar. Navigation is fluid and vital. Magnifying content on a small display is fundamentally important. Apps are designed for lightweight interaction. Smart replies and dictation let you respond quickly to messages. Glances let you swipe through information efficiently. And pressing the button below the digital crown instantly shows you friends you can contact in just seconds.
Now, in addition to the work we've been doing, we've also been working to enable third-party developers to extend their apps to Apple Watch. And they look very simple. Now, you can extend this even further and create a much more integrated experience with Apple Watch with something called WatchKit. WatchKit is something that enables developers to create rich, actionable notifications with those buttons, WatchKit apps that appear right on the home screen, and also the glances that we saw.
Of course, Apple Watch works with iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus, but we've also designed it so that it will work with iPhone 5, iPhone 5C, and iPhone 5S. Apple Watch starts at only $349. And it will be available early next year, and it is worth the wait. Now, it also works with another product. Apple Pay will work with Apple Watch. Music runs deep in Apple's DNA. It runs through the core of all of our products. It is an incredible honor for us to have you two join us on stage and perform.
Could you get this to them?
Sure, we could do that.
Could you do it in 5 seconds just by pressing a sort of magic Apple send button? You could do that?
If we gave it away for free.
But first you would have to pay for it. Because we're not going in for the free music round here. You would consider?
I've been told I'm a good negotiator.
U2's new album, Songs of Innocence, is going out for free to 500 million people in the next 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wow, that's instant gratification. Did that really happen? Did that really happen?
We're not kidding. That just happened. Every iTunes customer gets this album, this incredible album, for free. That's over 500 million customers. And it makes music history because it's the largest album release of all time. For the press and guests, we have the most amazing hands-on experience, far beyond what we've ever had, waiting for you. And I hope you take the time to go in to get your hands on the new iPhones and the Apple Watch and try out Apple Pay. We promise not to use your credit card. Thank you, everyone, for coming. It's been a privilege to see you this morning. Goodbye.